Okay, we all here, or most of us are here. You can hear me, yes?
Yes.
Okay, this is the gymnasium. On my left-hand side out here, this open area is called the palestra. It's a colonnaded area where exercise would take place, wrestling, tossing of the discus, all kinds of physical activity is colonnaded all the way out and around it. And then here, of course, we have the beautiful structure that fronted the side of the gymnasium. Now understand that a gymnasium 2,000 years ago was not just for physical activity, but also mental activity. Gymnasiums in the past were schools. Okay, this is where education took place. So when we go to, we're not going to Priene, are we?
No, we are not.
Okay. Actually, Priene has got a good example of a gymnasium, because even there in the gymnasium, you can see in some of the rooms where students have written their names. So you see lots and lots of inscriptions which say topos, which means place of Alexandru, topos of Demetrius, topos of all these different students who have been, well, in class. That's what students sometimes do, is offer the graffiti. Now the Greek ideal, okay, is not only a person who is physically fit, but intellectually fit. And that's why the gymnasium combines both physical fitness, exercise, but also mental fitness. And that's the epitome of what it means to be a Greek. So you see these statues in the museums, and these people are cut, these people are built, these people are beautiful, right? But that's not the full extent of what it means to be Greek. The epitome of being a Greek, the epitome of being a human being, is a person who is intellectual and also physically fit. Okay? And so that's why gymnasiums combine both aspects. As a matter of fact, even in Europe, I had students that have come from Germany and elsewhere, and their schools are called gymnasiums.
Yeah.
You know, even today. So it's that same kind of mentality. Now I want to point out the inscriptions that you see. The scholars at Harvard, along with architects, have put together the gymnasium, this part, as it originally existed. And they've done a fabulous job. You can see that they've cobbled together the ruins, the pieces, with modern pieces that they've constructed in order to make it work. Of course, many of the modern pieces have been destroyed, cannot be reused. And they also have recreated the inscriptions up on top. And I want to point out several of these inscriptions. To begin with, we have the Ois Patrois, that is the divine patriarch. Okay, patriarch is the person who butters your bread, so to speak. And the autocratori. Okay, to, that's a genitive form, to the autocrator, that is the monarch, the dictator. And then you can see the last letters of Caesar, and then it continues over onto the next piece, the re. And then the M is an abbreviation for Marcus, and then the Alpha Upsilon Rho is Aurelius Antonius, and then he's described as being Eusebius, okay, the pious one. Again, the idea that, you know, the emperors are pious individuals. Moving over to the next one here, once again we see the word autocratori, to the emperor, to the autocrat. Caesar, again over to the next one as well. Sebasto, that is the name for the emperor. And Julia, this is the wife of the emperor. Julia Sebaste, matri, that's our matriarch. Okay, that is a title that's given, would be the patriarch for the males, the matriarch, of course, for the females. And then continuing over to the next one also, once again, we see autocrateron, that is the monarchs, and the ponti, that is the oiko, pon, and the entire household of the emperor. Moving on to the next colonnaded section. The demos of Rome, that is the citizenry of Rome, and the metropole, the last words over here, the metropolis. Metropolis, of course, is a huge, massive city of, and then it continues over onto this section here, the metropolis of Asia and the Neokoros of the emperor of Sebasto. We talked a little bit about what is the Neokoros. Neokoros is an honor that's conferred upon a city where they become the protector and the guardian of the imperial temple. And that's, again, a term that we'll talk about a little bit later once again. And so what we're seeing here, plastered upon all this is what the people are seeing. And this is the way that the city of Sardis is boasting of the emperor, building him up with hopes, of course, that they would receive kickbacks, what we call the benefactions of the taxation that's being collected across the Mediterranean world. Now, I've asked you to remember that term, autocrata, right? We talked about that a couple of days ago. Even at Pergamum yesterday, we talked about autocrator and how the autocrator is claiming to be Lord of land and sea. And you see, what is it, a half dozen? I didn't count them. But how many times have we seen in these inscriptions reference to the autocrator, the autocrator, the autocrator? Okay, this is the title that is given to the Roman emperors. They are the singular ruler of the entire Mediterranean realm. Now, take some pictures, spend a little bit of time here, but eventually what we want to do is transition and move over to this covered area. It's only been covered for what, the last 3 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, it used to be open. That's the synagogue, okay? And we're going to have to go up and around to get into the synagogue, okay? This is the largest Jewish synagogue, the largest ancient Jewish synagogue anywhere in the ancient world. It was massive. We'll talk more about that after you've had a little time to explore here. So we'll give you